Hello and welcome to Smile and Spread a Little Joy. Oh, yes. You know, when you come here, we're born to smile. All of us, not just me. I'm Deborah, the Smile Lady. And smile is support, motivate, invest, love, and educate. And just remember, the world was not the same when you got here, and it won't be the same when you leave. So you definitely make a difference being born and leaving. So right now, two guests that I met at the Pan-African Film Festival this year, and I suggest you go every year. They're going to tell you the name of the movie and the mother who's keeping, the daughter on point. All of this is coming from them. I'm not even going to talk anymore. I am just going to welcome them and basically I'll give you their name and what makes them smile. All right? So welcome.
Well, thank you.
Welcome,
thank you
welcome.
for having us.
Oh, yes,
Thank you.
and welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes, definitely. I want you to look in your camera and give your name and what you love doing so much you would do it even if you didn't get paid.
My name is Michellle Westbrook, and I love raising this beautiful girl, Brooke Monet. It's my purpose in life to have her. She's my miracle baby, and the purpose is to bring her up in this world to become the best person she can be for the world.
My name is Brooke Monet Westbrook, and I'm 12 years old. And what makes me smile or happy is just being on this earth because, as my mom said, I'm her miracle baby. And she was told that she would never have a baby, so I'm just trying to make a purpose on why I'm here.
Okay.
And, yes.
Good. And will you tell them the movie that we saw? It touched me. It hit every single emotion in me. I told you, I've seen everything from her toenails with the flowers on it, everything. So who wants to talk about the movie that you were in at Pan-African?
So the movie that I was in at the Pan-African Film Festival was called Burning Angel Dust, and I played the lead role of Violet. And basically, I wanted to do this film because I just wanted to bring awareness to the FGM, which is female genital mutilation. So I thought it would just be appropriate for me to do that because it is illegal now in the United States, and it's mainly happening to girls my age or younger, even younger. And I just felt like it would be important for me to do that.
Yeah, the film is really her second time doing this type of film, this subject matter. And we were kind of leery about doing it a second time because it's an emotional topic, and it's emotional for her to actually play the role of what's going on. Even though it's acting, it still really hits the heart. So we had to really pray on whether or not she was going to do this film, Burning Angel Dust, again, because it's draining. And so, but we thought it was important, like she said, to raise awareness about FGM. It's illegal in the United States. It's also illegal outside of the country in certain places, but it's still going on. Most people don't realize.
Like slavery is still, did you hear about
yeah,
that?
It's the same thing.
All of that,
yeah. So the writer of the film and the director is Jackie
J. Stone.
Jackie J. Stone, which is a really good writer and director. Salima plays the mom for her in the movie, and then Margot, which actually lives in Pasadena, she plays her little sister. So it was a really good experience for us as well because it's like a family shoot, even though it was kind of a big cast. There's a scene where there's a party scene. There's a lot of people, but we keep in touch. We still try to go out and promote the film. Matter of fact, the film is in 4 film festivals in April. One in Seattle, the Langston Hughes Film Festival. Where are the other ones?
It's in Brooklyn. Where else?
Croatia. And it's going to be at the SAG Foundation. And all of them are in April, I think, like every single week. And I think it's been in like 10 film festivals so far, and it's won several awards.
Oh, wow. And I told you what my scene was that I think you interpreted brilliantly was when they were bringing her the gifts.
Oh.
And she was sitting there. Oh, I got chills. I don't know if you see them. And it's like, I can just imagine. And you really, really brought that out. I felt that when you said, bringing me gifts and I'm supposed to be happy, and you looked over like this, like, are you for real? That's exactly what you did. And that was one of the things I said, okay, this girl is good, because I felt it even on the bed and this, and I know they weren't really doing it, but you really, really, really brought that. Now, the little girl you said is in Pasadena, was that the one peeking through while it was being done?
Yes, her name is Margot.
Margot.
Yeah, and she's a really good little actress too. And for her, what was she, 4 years old when we shot that?
4 or 5.
And she's so professional. And
Wow.
so yeah, she's from Pasadena.
Yeah, that is just amazing. Now, you remind me of a mother and daughter pair that I worked with for about 7 years, Kim and Chip Fields. And what it is how easy is that for you to keep that manager-daughter thing together?
Well, because she's 12 and a tween, it used to be easy, but now it's a little different because she's growing up and she's a tween teenager, and so she gets kind of emotional about whether or not she wants to do a shoot. But I've always asked her, I'll tell her what the casting is, and I'll say, is this something you want to do? I think it's a good fit. Sometimes she'll say, no, I want to go to a party. I want to go to my friend's party. I don't want to do this shoot. But then as a manager, a momager, I have to really explain the pros and cons. Like, this is really a good stepping stone for you in your career. And it really depends on whose birthday it is. So a lot of times I'll say, yeah, this is your best friend. You probably need to go, because you would want your best friend to come to your party. So, but I think I have quit as the momager before and said, you need to hire someone else. Because mommy doesn't have a social life, because my full-time job is managing her, but I also work in aerospace. So I work at Raytheon.
Oh,
yeah, I work at Raytheon full-time.
Hidden figures?
Yes. And she actually wants to be either an engineer or
a dancing dentist, which is basically a dentist during the day and a dancer at night, and or I just danced while I'm having the appointments to make them feel better about going to the dentist, because a lot of kids and people, adults, are scared of going to the dentist, so I want to make them feel better.
Yeah.
Aldonia Bailey, hook her up with Chantrice. Chantrice, oh yeah, amazing dancer and singer, and her singing reminds me of Audra Day, and she loves to dance, and she makes jewelry. Sometime on my shows, if you look back, I have on jewelry that Chantrice or my daughter has made. You know, so basically the only jewelry I get is either custom. This was a gift from someone, but basically it's custom, and it's rarely that you see it anywhere, because either they twisted it up from copper or whatever. But I admire this when you can maintain that relationship, and it does. I manage my children, and it's not easy.
No, it's not.
To draw that line as manager, mom, and they're really not your friend until they get 26. But anyway, I'm not your friend.
Don't scare me. Don't scare me.
Yeah, so it's really that thing where it goes in and out. But it's a good thing. And I'm glad you're giving her choices instead of making her do that, and she gonna wind up doing drugs.
Well, she won't perform well if I make her. It has to be
true.
her passion. It has to be something she wants. And I always give her the opportunity. Do you want to take a break? Is this too much? If school gets a little challenging, I'll just say we're taking a break.
So is she homeschooled, or how does she? I know she has to get that work permit and maintain a certain. If she's in public school,
Yes.
I maintain a certain grade, because I had to do that every 6
6
months.
months, yes.
Yeah, with my children, and believe it or not, my only son and the youngest, he did better when I told him, well, you can't do this if your grades fall below a C.
Yes.
That
That's
was his
right.
motivation factor, you know, and he was
Right.
dyslexic, had attention deficit disorder. So I found out that these other kids were having their stuff faxed to them. And I'm like, I got me one of them cheap old fax machines that was on the little thing in Office Depot. And since he had dyslexia, he had a chance to review it before he was going in cold readings and snagging it.
Right.
But then he did much better once he got the fax machine.
Yeah, when he
and
could
got
prepare and look at it beforehand. I mean, she actually just has an audition tomorrow, and we just got the sides today.
Yes.
So on the way here, she was actually studying them, and probably knows half of them already.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then-
we traveled like we were homeless.
Oh, yeah.
We had scripts,
Our car
snacks,
looks homeless.
everything in the
Yeah,
car.
Our car looks like we're homeless.
Yes. No. That's the thing.
That's the
thing. Mine, when my kids, they had packed their own snack packs.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want them to get too hyper on sweets. You had their clothes, you had their wipes.
Yes.
Because sometime you get a call, and right after school you had to be at the audition.
That's right.
And it ain't no joke, people.
No, it's not.
If your child
it's for
wants
real.
to be an actor or an actress, you have to be supportive in it. And I'm talking about driving, chauffeur, snacks, this, and all of that. You can't get into a fight until after the audition.
That's right.
So if you wanted to really wear her out, wait till after the audition. Say yes, yeah, baby. And your eyes are saying, when you get home, I'm going to get you. You can't really get their head messed up during that.
Right.
I found that out. One time I did, and they just froze on the audition. And I knew it was because of...
Right.
But they deserved it, but my timing should have been after the audition.
Right. Well, you know, for us, this girl is such a professional and really so good at what she does. I kind of reprimanded her before. We'll talk about your
That
grades.
motivated you, huh?
And she'll go in and she just switches on and off, like,
Ooh,
and
good.
she can go in. And most people would kind of be a little shook up after having a discussion with their parents about their grades or something, but she's pretty good at it. It really doesn't affect her as much. I think she's used to it. Is that what it is?
Yeah, and also I sometimes if my mom is talking to me about something I know already and I know I shouldn't have done it, and I just get kind of angry a little, so I kind of use that anger or
That emotion
to help me with the audition that I'm doing. So
The character.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems
my
like she
That's
does.
good. Did y'all hear that, people?
Yeah.
Use that energy for your character.
Yes.
That's why Banquisha come out sometime. I use that energy for my character. I love it. I love that I have a Banquisha escape. I have it. Go on YouTube. I have Banquisha and Smile Lady, like Tyler Perry and Madea.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Gone. I haven't done a full series. They lost my full 10-part series. I don't know how they did, but
Oh, boy.
I have to redo it. But it's easier now digitally to put you both in the same spot. So
Yeah.
one day I'm just going to have to take a whole day and do a Banquisha and Smile Lady series.
That
use
should be
that
fun.
energy. Yeah, it should
Yeah, I
be
bet
fun.
it's fun.
So your motivation, has she been acting have you been acting ever since you were 2, 3, 4 years old?
about
4.
4. I actually saw a girl, I think it was my age, I was small still, but on the TV, and I was like, Mom, I want to do this. And she was like, do what? I was like, I can do that. I can do what she's doing. She's like, oh, are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah,
you sure?
at
And I was
4,
like, yes.
she saw this little girl on a commercial, and she's like, Mom, I want to do that. And I said, do what? And I turned around, I want to do what she's doing. I said, you think you can do that? She goes, I can do it. I said, okay, I'll find out how we get into the business. And I think her first thing she did was private practice. And she was only 4 years old, and she was just so comfortable on set. And at some point, the director was saying, you don't have to go with her. She knows what she's doing. She told me, Mom, I got this.
See, people, when they're working in their passion and they have
Yes,
that support,
right.
come on now, and you have to support that. And does she give back? Do you teach her community service? Do you do community service?
Yeah.
I do
I
community
think that's
service.
a requirement.
I do community service with Swim Brave, which is a nonprofit organization for promoting water safety, which is basically helping children learn how to swim and preventing drownings, because a lot of people kids, toddlers, people who don't know how to swim have been drowning for a long time.
The statistics are that I think it's the 3rd leading cause for kids under a certain age, I think 12 and under or something, is drowning. And a lot of it's just because they don't even know how to float. So that's one of the things that the organization teaches, are just basic things. If you know how to float, even if you can't swim or you're afraid, if you float, you can rest and relax until someone can get to you. So that's one of the tips that, as a mermaid, and she's actually a mer model, and swim ambassador, they have to educate while they're working. So then also she works with other organizations to make sandwiches and serve the people homeless downtown LA.
Oh, my theme is flowing today.
Yeah. So we've always done that, though. Even not working with organizations, we just do it in general.
Good. Good.
Because it's important to give back.
I think that's a requirement. Requirement.
It's a requirement for life. I think,
for life.
everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're dispelling the myth that blacks can't swim.
Oh yeah. Well, my father was one of the first black lifeguards in the South. So that was one of the things that kind of connected us with Swim Brave, was because
Swim Brave.
Swim Brave.
B-R-A-V-E.
B-R-A-Y-V. And Brave is actually
An acronym?
it was the founder's little brother, and he actually drowned. And she started this organization in his memory and his honor, because he drowned and probably shouldn't have, or because they didn't know to call 911 first. They were still trying to work on him. They forgot to call 911, and then it was kind of too late. So his name was Brave, so that's why it's called Swim Brave.
Okay, got you.
Yeah,
Got you.
and so,
okay. Is there do you know it offhand, or do I have to look it up, the website, because I want to post this on this show?
Well, they have an Instagram page, and it's called Swim Brave, and you can
Swim Brave, B-R-A-Y-V.
S-W-I-M-B-R-A-Y-V.
Okay,
And
great.
then, so that was really close to me, because my dad was one of the first black lifeguards in Louisiana when they first got pools, because they didn't have pools before. He says they swam in the black hole, that's what they called it, with water moccasins and all snapping turtle,
I remember
all types of things that they had to swim in before they got the pools. And so he went throughout the South, and he was one of the first certified, and then he certified other lifeguards. He had a black synchronized swim team. He was on a diving team in college. So this Swim Brave thing kind of really helps us continue his legacy.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And okay, you miss Hidden Figures. How'd you get into aerospace?
My dad worked at TRW for 36 years. And so
I love what I do. I love what I do, share people smile. I just love it. I wake up and have to pinch myself,
Yeah.
people. I am doing what you know what? I got to share this little story. I called my mother and I said somebody at church spoke over me and such told me. She said, I could have told you that. You've been doing that since you were 7.
Yeah.
I'm like, but she didn't have a chance to nurture it because she was raising 7 kids.
Right.
I mean, 5 kids by herself at 29 years old.
wow.
So I'm the oldest. I had to help her raise the rest of them. Forget about my passion. But,
Yes.
but she saw what I could do, but she didn't say this was my gift and nurture it and send me to that direction.
Right.
And I'm not blaming her now that I'm a mother
Well,
and
it's just
I'm
difficult.
doing all these mistakes.
It's difficult, and
Yeah,
you don't
it's
know. And
very
it's like
difficult.
she's a dancer. Well, she dances, acts, sings, models, and does red carpet interviews. And I tell her all the time, like, I would have been like Debbie Allen had I had the same training that you have. But, you know, my parents had 5 kids, and they were doing
Right.
a lot of different things. And I had older brothers and sisters. And so I didn't get the same opportunities and training that she
Exactly.
has now.
Exactly.
And then there's way more dance studios. There's way more everything. And so it's just more opportunities. And I just know that I wish I would have been nurtured more. And I don't
Exactly.
blame them for not doing it. But they knew
they
I could
couldn't.
dance.
Yes.
And it's like, why didn't you make me go to dance class? Why you didn't put me in dance class more? I did a little ballet, a little this, but not like consistently.
Like, I'm going to call you out Shahar. He changed his name. His name is Sterling Onan. He calls himself Shahar or something right now. But anyway, I remember he was going out and he would be slamming them auditions, especially when they were faxing the things. And so one day he thought he was hurting my feelings. And I said, well, do you want to go? He says, no. I said, okay, fine. I don't want to even do it anymore. I said, fine. So I didn't make him, and I guess he was like, she ain't making me. She's not making me do this. So we were riding down and going on the 110, and it's the billboard that I appeared on. It's this huge billboard. And he looked. It was one of his friends that he always competed against, and he would get the part, and the other person wouldn't. Right? Because they got called out on the same thing. Mama, you should have made me go because I probably would be on that. I said, no, you said you didn't want to do it. But you're my mother. You know what I need.
Right.
I said, no, I'm not going to raise another little drug addict, say they parents
That's right.
beat them over the head
That's
and
right.
made them do this for
Yes,
the money. I said,
yes.
You said you didn't want to do it. You're not going to do it. Yes, you probably could have been on the billboard, but it was your choice. You know, and it was like, oh, wow, that's when he realized. And I didn't make him do it. And he, great actor.
Yeah.
Oh, my good. Sometimes, you know, he was so pompous that he would go in and say, I don't need to rehearse. They need to rehearse, so I'll come in later. I said, no, they need you as inspiration.
Yes.
sometimes
They do.
even if you know all your parts, the other ones are feeding off of you. And so it's not always all about you, but your whole ensemble that you inspire them. So in school, you homeschooled or
I'm public school.
public school?
Yes.
So you get the passes to get out of school, and you have your homeschool teacher on set usually, right?
Yes.
So how do you like that?
Well, I don't think it's the same because they usually don't. Well, Justice, they didn't really help us that much on the homework. They just asked if we had any, and if we did it, that they didn't really help us. Like,
But I think because you're older,
Yeah,
because
true,
when you were
but
younger,
they would help
they
us
would
with the
be
math
right there
and
in different
But
shoes.
now they expect you to be
because
more
you're
independent.
middle school,
Yeah.
and it's the same expectation that I have. You should be able to make the decision to do your work, and you should be able to sit there and have self-control and do it. So when you get older, the expectations are that you take on more responsibilities. So that's important. So.
true. I love this little balance. You know, and see, I was back in the day when it wasn't online. You had to lick them stamps and mail out 50 envelopes a week, and this and that and the other, and your headshots.
Oh yeah,
Now
social
it is
media makes it
so-
a lot
it's-
easier.
It's so much
lot
easier
easier,
now to
yes.
manage your children, but it takes dedication, parents.
It does.
takes
Sacrifice.
a lot of
Sacrifice and dedication.
and sacrifice when you get your children, because they can't drive.
Right.
That you have to be there, you have to be available for them. Now, so with your education, do you plan on going to college?
Yes,
of course.
She
You're
has
going to
no
be a
choice.
dentist.
Yes.
You're going to be
Or
a
an
dancing
engineer,
dentist.
yes.
Woohoo! And then engineer. Where did you go to school to get your degree to be in aerospace?
Well, actually, I worked. I was in college, and my dad worked at TRW, and he knew about this great position and the benefits. And I'm like, but Dad, I'm going to school to be a broadcaster. He's like, but engineering and aerospace is better. And I'm like, really? So I was going to school. Continue going to school after I started working, but the money got really good.
Sound like me.
So I kind of put school on the back burner for a little while, and was still
Exactly.
going part-time a little bit here and there. And that one of my best friends, who's an engineer, told me, yeah, you make a lot of money right now, but at some point, I'm going to make more money than you because I have my degree and you don't. And he says, you're only going to go so far without that degree. And at some point, I realized I can't even get this interview because I don't have my degree.
Exactly.
So I went back to school, and she was a big inspiration. I mean, I only had like a year and a half left. But once I had her, I said, well, how can I force her to go to college or motivate
That
her to go
was
to
my
college if
motivation.
I don't have my degree? So I went back, and I got my degree, and actually I'm about to go back to get my master's now in quality assurance engineering. So she's a big motivating factor for me. And I just want to be the best mom and person I could be for her and role model. I mean, you have to be, and with her and certain kids, they want to see, how can you make me do certain things and you haven't done it? That's the
Exactly.
first thing they usually say. That's the first thing.
Boy, did they tell you.
Yes.
You know what? I want you to look in your camera and give words of wisdom. Anybody want to be in the business? Because you can have more than one passion.
Yes.
That's one thing. Don't think you have to be locked into one passion.
Right.
I know this producer, Aldonia Bailey, I call her Renaissance Woman. She does everything. She dances, she sings, she gives birth to creative people.
Yes.
She paints. I don't even know what she doesn't do. It'd probably be easier for me to say,
Yeah.
because she does everything.
Everything.
I mean, everything. So talk in your camera right here, and I want you to give advice for people who want to go in your path. You, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Me. I would just say to always believe in yourself. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something or you're not good enough to do something, because if you just try your hardest and push through anything that's going on, you can do it.
Well,
And
you're ugly. You can't do nothing. What you talking about?
I can do everything.
Oh,
Thank you.
no, you can't.
Well, she's had people
no,
tell
you
her
ain't.
that. Bullies.
No, you ain't.
Bullies. She's had
You
problems
see
with
how
bullies.
she didn't even flinch?
Yeah.
You can tell. I was just going to see how she reacted to that. Great. She didn't say, look at you and say, Mama, do you see what she said to me? You know, okay? And I want you to talk as a mother of such a creative genius. What is it like to...
Well, I think it's like she was just saying that she could do whatever. She's had problems with bullies, so she really had to work up to that, and we worked
Good
together
job.
on really
Together.
helping, yes, together, and what to do when you have bullies. Because she did have people tell her, you're not a real actress, you're ugly, you're stupid, you're all of this, and
They were jealous.
They were jealous, but she's never bragged or boasted. She's always been very humble. She doesn't even tell most of her friends
Thanks,
what she
Mom.
does. And so we had to work to this confidence of saying, I'm going to continue no matter what someone says. So it's important for parents to keep going. I know it's hard day to day dealing with a tween or a kid or a toddler, but you really just have to have faith and encourage them and use your resources as far as your village, because I use my village. Her dad's involved, her aunts, her godmothers, and so just really use your village when you're feeling low and you can't keep going. Call a friend and say, hey.
Exactly.
Yes.
Don't be too proud.
Don't be too proud.
I know I was for a minute.
Yeah, I was too.
Till I
but
was
you
a
learn.
failure
Yes.
and this and that and the other. Well, you know what? This is it, you guys. I just can go on and on. I know they'll be back. We're going to type in any of the events she's going to be in. And I want to tell you this. Train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. Lay that foundation. And yes, they may stray a little, but they'll have that voice in the back of their head and this and that and the other, because they have to kind of venture out and make their own mistakes sometimes. But this mother and daughter pair has impressed me, and I'm glad I went to the Pan-African Film Festival, hopefully in Brooklyn. Can you tell me when it airs in Brooklyn? Because my
will. I'll
mother
get the
is
dates.
there.
I'll
I
get the
may
dates.
try to make it there.
Okay, I'll get the dates.
Let me know, okay?
Okay, we will.
Okay.
All right.
So, you have any events coming up, like in April or May, that we
This
could
weekend,
tell them
you
about?
have an anti-bully
Okay,
show that
this
you
is not going to air,
perform
but
on
maybe
Sunday.
I could put this on Facebook. I can post that part, but nothing in the future that I can put on this show, because this show will air in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, we have some things. She has some stuff coming out for Justice. The shoot that she did, Swim Brave. They're having a big fundraiser ball.
Oh,
and to raise money for the nonprofit organization.
In what month?
That's in May, I believe.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So keep me posted.
Okay.
Okay, great. So anyway, thanks for smiling.
Thank you.
Thanks for smiling. Thanks for smiling wherever it is. I love it.
Yes,
I
thank
love
you
it.
for
Thank you
having
for
us.
having us.
What was your acting coach? You have an acting coach?
It's usually me first.
You, Mom.
I do it in